Hey there, my Irishman, this is Sean of Nintendo here, and welcome to episode 28 of Let's Interview, a series where I take various Let's Players or YouTubers, interview them so you guys can get to know them, and he or she can get a little bit more publicity. And joining us today, guys, we have Sailormayrune.
Hey there, everyone, Sailormayrune here.
And you even get her intro.
Hi.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's nice weather outside, all's good.
Okay, you ready for the questions?
Ready for the questions.
Okay.
Throw them at me, Sean.
So tell everyone a little bit about your channel.
Well, I actually just started doing Let's Playing no less than half a year ago. And I started Let's Playing Okami and Okage Shadow King, both of them for the PS2. And I upload videos whenever I can, you know, all that stuff. I have other videos on my channel too, earlier videos of things I've made in Sony Vegas or things I made in Flash. And they're not as, you know, well known as my Let's Plays, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how did you go up your YouTube username, Sailormayrune?
Well, I came up with it when I first created it. I was in a huge Sailor Moon phase, and it's like, oh, I'm going to name myself Sailormayrune. And Maroon is the name that I've always used for every character that I ever created in existence. It's always the first character I create for a series. It's like, my character's name is Maroon, and it just came up one day, and it's like, oh, okay. And
So
it just stuck.
So did you, if you're playing a Legend of Zelda game, would you name Link Maroon?
No, that'd be stupid. Why would I name him Maroon? That's a girl's name.
But that what makes it funny. Maybe name Epona Maroon or something.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I did name Epona Maroon in Twilight Princess, so...
Yes! Okay. So move on to the next question. And guys, this question is no longer actually being asked. This is the first interview where this question isn't going to be asked because YouTube got rid of the background, so I can no longer ask people how did they make their channel background because there no longer is one.
Well, you can ask about how I made my channel art.
Yeah, actually, how did you make your channel art?
I made my channel art in Paint Tools Sai, which is an art program that's, you know, mainly implemented in Japan, but it's pretty much like counterproductive to Photoshop. And pretty much I hand drew all of it, and then I put it in Sai, and then I inked it, colored it, and then I put it up on the channel.
Okay, cool. So who inspired you to start doing Let's Plays?
Goodness. Okay. First person I watched who ever did Let's Plays was Raocow, and that was a couple of years ago. And then I found out about Nintendo Capri Sun and Chocolate Conroy, and I started watching them. But the real thing that actually made me want to Let's Play is actually someone whom not a lot of people know about, and that's Raktar. And I got the urge to Let's Play because he was doing Okami, and I kept giving him tips about Okami, like telling him about the story, telling him about things he could miss if, you know, he didn't pay attention, and, you know, tips of the trade of the game. And then I thought, goodness, I could Let's Play this because I know the game really well. And it's like, okay, fine, let's do it. I have a Dazzle, I might as well. And then I jumped right into Let's Playing.
Okay, cool. So was this your very first YouTube channel?
Yes. First and only YouTube channel.
Okay, cool. That's kind of a once-off question.
That's a one-stop question. There's nothing I could else really say. I mean,
Okay.
you asked me about other sites, I can tell you I have like Tumblr. God, I lost count how many accounts I have on there.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one, which is when you're using your other channels box on your channel, would you primarily reserve it for friends, channels you enjoy, or a mix of both?
Mix of both. Definitely a mix of both.
Okay.
I don't like keeping it as just one thing because then, you know, it's just, you know, I'm just staring at it going, because I don't actually have anything set up for the other channels yet, because I'm thinking it's like, well, I want to make sure I actually know that channel well enough that I can actually, you know, advertise them in such a way. Like, I'm probably going to do it with Proton John because he was in one of my Let's Plays. I might as well.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, for the next question now is, and I said that really weirdly. Like, oh. What was the very first game you ever played?
Very first game I ever played, it would be The Legend of Dragoon for the PS1. That was the first game I ever played. I got stuck on the Grand Jewel for a long time, but the first game I ever played that I actually beat was Crash Bandicoot Warped for the PS1.
Ooh, that was a good game.
It was a really good game. I played that game to death. I literally, my disc could no longer play when I turned 16 and I wanted to play it. And then it's like, nope.
We're burnt out. Okay.
I just can't handle this, man.
So, what was the worst game you ever played?
Castlevania 64.
Oh.
Oh My god, that game. I still own my copy, and I may just one day just do a whole let's look at how terrible this game is. 'Cause that game is just awful. I can't believe I actually dealt with it when I was a kid, because when I play it now, it's just like, why? Why does this game exist? No.
Oh god. Okay, I'll make sure to add that to the list. By the way, guys, if you're watching this and you've been long-time viewers, a little sneak preview for you. Well, not sneak preview, but sneak spoiler, I guess. I plan on, guys, doing a little kind of short clip playthrough of all the worst games that everyone has listed. I'll make a full video on it at some point, so just for people who are watching this now, you got a little hint towards it.
Hooray!
Okay, so who are some of your favourite Let's Players, or just YouTubers?
Oh goodness, favorite Let's Players or YouTubers? Well, in YouTubers, just specifically, I'm a huge fan of Rooster Teeth. As weird as it says, you know, I actually like Smosh. I actually like listening to them. They're funny when they want to be.
Yeah.
When they want to be. Specific Let's Players, I always enjoy Raocow. He'll always put a smile on my face. Chugga Conroy, Super Genius, Josh Jepson, pretty much any of the Runaway guys, or the majority of the well-known Let's Players, Attacking Toucans, Donabells, Luca Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like watching everybody. They're great. Everyone's awesome.
Okay, so what's your recording setup like, and what kind of equipment and software do you use?
For recording setup, I have my Dazzle DVC 100. I don't know specifically what version it is. It's an older version. I can actually look at it right now and tell you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 1.1, which is actually pretty old. It's from a couple years ago. I got it from a friend. And I have my PS2 sitting over here on my right. My GameCube's over here on my left. It's not plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
And then it plugs directly into my computer. And then I use Pinnacle Studio both to import the game and to actually record everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that came with my Dazzle. For my mic and stuff, I have an Audio-Technica ATR 2100, or 2100, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And I got came with a pop filter as well as a windscreen and a mic stand, which is what I use all together. And then my headset's just a simple. My headphones is just a simple Sony headset for like $20, and it plugs directly into my microphone, which is how I hear myself talk. Okay.
Awesome. So we'll move on to the next question now, and that is, what's your favorite Let's Play that you've done or are currently doing?
Favorite? Okage Shadow King. I'm not gonna lie, that game is so much fun. I love Okami, and it's certainly like one of my favorite games of all time, but Okage Shadow King is the best game to Let's Play. I'm just, the humor in that game, reading the lines and whatever voice you want to give it, just the fact that they're, you know, you can leave so much to imagination, and the story's game is, the game story, not the story's game. The game story is top notch. Not notch. Just talking about the game makes me laugh. So, I love Okage Shadow King. I love Let's Playing it, and I think when I finish it, I'm going to be so sad, because it's like, I love this game so much. I don't want to stop.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one then. So, and that is, which one am I on here? How many Let's Plays have you actually done?
2. Okami and Okage.
Okay, because this question really can't really be relevant to people who... the next question is there any like regrets you've had with past LPs, but it's not really relevant unless you've done a lot of LPs.
There's a regret I have from the very start of my Okami Let's Play, and that's the fact that my mic was not sitting in the right place, and I didn't pre-test my mic, so it sounds awful in comparison to all my other episodes. Every episode after the first 3 or 4 sounds fantastic. Everything else, you know, the first 4 episodes of Okami, awful. Just, no.
Okay, move on to the next one, and that is there any game you'd like to LP right now but can't?
Game I'd like to LP right now but can't. I'd like to LP Alice Madness Returns, but I don't have a PS3. And that's actually a game that I physically own. I just don't have the right, you know, I don't have the equipment for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Or another game I'd like to Let's Play would be, gosh, I used to own a copy of it. I'd like to Let's Play Ico, because that was a game from my childhood too.
Yeah. Okay, move on to the next one then, and that is, what is your opinion on the Let's Play community today?
Are we talking just the Let's Players, or are we talking about the entirety of the community, which includes the fandom?
Yes, the entire thing. What you think about people who do Let's Plays, people who follow Let's Plays.
Okay. I love the Let's Players. All the Let's Players, I give them kudos. You know, I'm one myself. I understand if they have huge problems with getting videos up or some stuff like that. Sometimes the community makes me angry. Because one time Josh was not able to upload a video, and that's because he was having huge rendering problems with, like, an episode of Versus, I believe, for his Versus Super Mario 64. And everyone was on his back about it. It's like, guys, calm down. He has a life, you know?
Yeah.
Remember, Let's Players are not supernatural beings. We have lives. That's how come I only get episodes up on weekends and certain weekdays. I can't promise every single day video. No, can't do that. That's way too much work. And, you know, we have lives, we have jobs, we have things.
Yes.
And the shipping community, I don't even want to mention you guys. Guys, just calm down. They're real life people. You gotta remember that.
Only ship cartoons.
Huh?
You can only ship cartoons.
Well, you can ship people, but only if it's canon.
Alright then. Okay, move on to the next question, and that is there any advice you'd like to give to other Let's Players out there?
If you're first starting, don't play a game you don't enjoy a lot. If you play a game just because it's well known, like, say you wanted to do Super Mario 64, if you don't love that game, don't let's play it. It's not any fun to listen to a person who doesn't enjoy the game they're playing. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to be who you are when you're let's playing, because if you falter and you put on an ego, you can't take that ego down after it goes up. Mm-hmm. Because the Let's Play community, or rather the fandom of the community, is very strong about the whole, oh, this person does this a specific way. Mm-hmm. And then once you start doing it, you don't want to stop because you don't want people to unsubscribe from you. So just be who you are normally, and don't hesitate to be who you are. And play games you love. Because as much as, you know, pleasing the entire fan base is great and all, mm-hmm. That's not always the best plan to enjoy it. Because Let's Playing is a hobby, but it can also be a job. And if it becomes a job, make sure it's something you love. Yeah.
Okay, good answer. Oh. Okay. We're coming pretty close to the end of the interview here now. Third last question, and this is nothing to even do with Let's Play. We're kind of coming down to more nice and easy questions. But what is your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon? Oh, goodness. That's actually... You know, to be honest, I didn't play a Pokemon game until Emerald came out. And then, you know, I didn't play Pokemon until after Black and White came out. So my versions of Pokemon are not, you know, as well known, and I honestly don't have a favorite Pokemon because I don't know all the Pokemon, so I don't want to make a biased decision and go, oh, this is my favorite Pokemon. But to say which Pokemon I like a lot, I would have to say I really like Sudowoodo from Emerald, because just the name is fun to say. They dance. And it's like they have pom-poms in their hands.
Okay. Alright, so we'll move on to the second last question here. And this is a personal favourite question of mine. I always say it, but I just love to get the answer to the question. That is, what is one embarrassing fact about yourself?
I have a broken tooth.
Oh.
That's the most embarrassing thing. I have a broken front tooth. It's on the left side of my front teeth. It's my top left tooth. It broke because of a very interesting accident, if you'd like me to tell you it.
Sure, go ahead.
Alright, well, in high school, my friend was having a birthday, and it was his birthday, so we all thought, hey, let's play Red Rover. You know, sounded like an innocent idea. You know, we made sure not to play in the grass, because if we did, we would have slipped, fell, and hurt ourselves.
What's Red Rover?
Oh, bad idea. Red Rover is actually a game where, you know, there's two sets of lines. It can range from two people to about 5. Just depends on who can get across.
Okay.
And what you do is when someone says, Red Rover, send this person over, that person runs over and tries to break the chain that the other people have created.
Ah.
And if they succeed, that person goes to the other side. If they don't, the person who failed to break the chain ends up going to the end, joining the line that they tried to charge.
Ah.
So what ended up happening is that, okay, so they called me over, and I'm charging in, and then I hit the chain, but I don't break it. So I'm just hanging on their arms for a minute, just waiting until they help me up, because I couldn't touch the ground. The people were taller than me. So literally my feet were dangling just above just above the ground, and I'm a huge klutz. So I knew that if I tried to get down, I would fall and fall on my ass. So when they do finally let me go, they give me no warning. I have no way to prepare myself. So suddenly they delink their hands, and I fall forwards. I have no time to prep myself to move my hands to protect my face and stuff from the ground. So my mouth opens because I'm about to shout and tell them, like, I was going to shout and tell them, like, hey, you guys gonna let me down now? And then right as I opened my mouth, my face went right into the wall that we were near.
Oh.
And then I hit the ground. So when I get up, my friends are all freaking out, and I'm just like, whoa, what happened? And my tooth's stinging. And it's like, wait, my tooth's stinging? I look around, and then I find, like, half of my tooth on the ground.
Oh.
And I'm just staring at it going, is that my tooth?
Oh,
and they look at me and going, you're bleeding. And I'm going, I'm bleeding?
Oh.
Where am I bleeding? Your mouth! What? Take me to the orifice office, god damn it!
Oh, good God.
So I pick up my tooth, I throw it into a milk carton, and then I go...
Just truck it into a milk carton.
Well, because milk is used to preserve teeth sometimes, and they thought maybe if I went to a dentist, like, right after that, I would get my tooth repaired, but that's not how that works unless it's the full tooth. That's not going to happen.
Ah. So you have to get a filling.
My tooth is broken and unrepaired, and whenever I get the ability to pay for dentistry, I will get it repaired, because sometimes in my recordings, you'll hear hissing, and that's from my tooth.
Oh, God.
Because it's my tongue hitting against my teeth, and it's not reflecting properly, because, you know, one tooth's broken, the other one's fine.
Well, that's gotta be the best
So, yeah.
embarrassing fact so far.
Yay, broken tooth!
Okay, so we're going to move on to the final question now, and this is just a bit of personal feedback for me, but how did you like this interview?
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was, you know, as much as I like talking about myself, you know, your reactions to it were good. You know, the questions you asked me were fantastic, so thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, as we wrap up this video, I want to thank you all once again for watching and sticking by the series. Your support, as always, is greatly appreciated. We want to thank Sailormayrune for joining us today.
It is no problem at all, Sean.
Definitely make sure to go check out our channel. Links in the description box to her channel, Twitter, might as well put in her Tumblr as well. And links on the screen, annotations, you know, all that good stuff, guys. So once again,
check out my LPRPG.
Oh
Do
yes,
that.
yes. Do you want to talk about that for like a second?
Oh yeah, sure. Well, the LPRPG is an art project that I started up, which is pretty much turning all the Let's Players in the Let's Play community into RPG characters. I pretty much started off with the Runaway Guys, and then it spurred off from there. You know, I have people who want to maybe make it into a real game, so if you might be interested in that, check out my Twitter or my Tumblr. The pictures are up on those websites.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so once again, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next episode, so bye-bye for now.
Bye!